So hi guys, welcome to your market outlook with me. And today we're going to look at quite a number of pairs. So more of an update of the pairs that we had last week, and now the insights that you're looking out for the various pairs this week. So last week we had quite a number of pairs from GBP to GBP USD, USDCHF. We had Nzdusd. We have Usoil, Ukoil, NAS100, US30. So quite a number of pairs. So we're going to get to have a look at how those pairs are right now, and what we anticipate for this new week, starting from today. So starting off, we have GBP USD. So for GBP USD, we had our targets hit on this. Just a second. Yeah. So for GBP USD, this was the scenario that we were working with. We had quite a very good bullish positions from this area, and the targets were the areas of 1.33530, of which the targets were hit. So the major range was filled from this major demand down here all the way to this major supply, levels up here. So the working range has been from this supply down to this demand and back to these supply areas of 1.33530. So that target has been hit. We've seen quite some very strong rejection. We've seen quite some very strong rejections at that area, with candle closes below the supply. Then you've had multiple bearish engulfing candles. So that is kind of showing that we might have a potential bearish reversal. However, that is not a confirmation for that. It's more just like a single confluence. So what I'm looking out for here is a potential probably retest of this area of 1.33530. Before now, you see probably a potential bearish reversal. However, if price breaks higher than this, we might see a strong rally to the areas of 1.34030 before now that anticipated drop. But having looking at it from this perspective of where we have a whole range getting, where you have the whole range getting filled, so I am looking at a potential bearish reversal from within this area here, and this is on the 4-hour time frame. So this is a higher time frame. It's a higher time frame supply area here. So it's a very key area of interest to look out for. However, remember that the targets for these buyers have already been hit. Okay, the targets for these buyers have already been hit. It's been a solid 140 pips. Okay, so it's been a very solid 140 pips move. So now we wait and see. Will we get to see whatever we are looking out for? Then we have USDCAD as well. We've had a very sharp drop. So the very first time we were talking about USDCAD was on 25th of November, and I remember I shared an outlook video on that, which was right here. This is 24th of November. We had the weekly market outlook where I talked about GBP USD, USDCHF, USDCAD as well. If you listen to this video keenly, I discussed USDCAD, and that is when we were taking the very first sales of USDCAD from this level here, the areas of 1.41, 180. Our target was 1.40,000, so the first target was hit. Then now we had the breakout here. So we had the breakout retest, then a continuation of the drop lower. And the next area of interest we are looking at price coming to is the areas of 1.38, 100 areas. So we are looking at price coming to the levels of 1.38, 100, of which, again, for that one, the target has been hit because we've seen price tap into the areas of 1.38085. So with that, the target has been hit, the range has been filled. So we are now looking to see how does price get to now react from this demand. How does price get to react from this demand area here? So will we see a potential bullish reversal, or what are we going to look out for? So that is now what we are monitoring to see how it gets to react within this level here. So these are very key area of demand on the 4-hour and the daily time frame. So chances are high you might actually see price probably drop a little bit further into this demand before now we get to see a potential bullish reversal. So probably deep into the levels of 1.37500 areas. Okay, the areas of 1.37500 areas is the key level of interest that you are looking forward to see. Okay, the 1.37500 areas. Once price gets to this area, then now we can start looking or anticipating for a potential bullish reversals. Okay, so let's wait and see how price gets to react to this. Then we have USDCHF. USDCHF. So this is what we have. On USDCHF, we were quite bearish. So we had a drop all the way to the areas of 0.70 or 0.80,000. Then price has retraced all the way back to this area of supply. So I'm waiting to closely observe and see, will you see price hold at this level, or are we going to have eventually price get to break into this? So this kind of scenario here is giving what we had previously seen on this other side, that was on within the month of August. So I'm seeing price push back to this area. Then from here we see a potential bearish scenario. However, if price breaks above this, expect to see a bullish push all the way to these areas of 0.81, 0.81 100 area. So I'm just closely monitoring to see the reactions, but not actively trading it until you have some solid bias of where prices are going to. Then I can be able to execute. All right. Then we have NZDUSD. We've had this is NZDUSD. So NZDUSD is just like NZDUSD is more like 10 pips away from the target, because the target was 0.58 thousand. Currently it's about 0.57 844 900 areas, so that's about like 10 or 14 pips away. So the range that you're working with is from this supply all the way down to this demand and back to this supply. That range gets filled. All right. Then from this area here, then we'll now be expecting to see a potential bearish reversal. Reason being is because this is the range that you're working with. So this is the origin of this whole drop all the way to this demand. This demand is the origin of the rally all the way to this supply. So for that range to be filled, we have to see price come into these areas. So that is why the major target is 0.58 thousand. But if anyone probably is still holding that, you can easily close out because it's just 10 pips away from the target, right? So the major move has already been covered. Then we can have a look at the US oil and UK oil. No, this is XAU. I'm looking for US oil. Yeah, there is US oil. So we had the price filling the whole range down to this demand. Then we had the bullish reversal from this demand all the way to these first highs of 60.40. I remember mentioning my first area of interest is 61, which is based off these highs of the 4 hour. Before now, we see a potential either slight retracement. Before now, we see price eventually filling the full range all the way to 61.70 areas. Okay, so let's wait and see how price reacts to this. Then we have UK oil. For UK oil, this is what we have. For UK oil as well, we had a push to the upside from this demand. So this is a bullish reversal all the way to the first highs of 63.80. So my first key area of interest was these areas of 65.02. So that was the first area of interest. Then the next area of interest is all the way to areas of 66.30. All right, so that is the key area of interest that I'm looking to see price get to. All right, so this is the first area, 65.65 areas, and the next area of interest is 66.30. All right, so I'm still expecting to see that bullish push happening on UK oil. Then as we get to almost wrap it up, we can have Nasdaq and US30. So this is Nasdaq. I remember I've previously mentioned that I'm anticipating to see the indices close at new all-time highs for this year as well. So currently priced at about 25,785. I'm looking at price rallying back to the previous all-time highs of 26,200, and now eventually even getting to break above that. Now, to be able to probably look out for potential entries in this kind of scenario, you have to be very careful in terms of your approach to this trade. So we'll have to have, now if you come to probably like the 1 hour time frame, you can see we've been forming some quite a bit of choppy structures, but we can identify the minor demand that one can be able to take the trade from, which is now the areas of 25,470, or even 25,600 for probably guys who are looking into now positions for this week. All right, so the first area of interest is our previous all-time high, 26,200. Then the next area is if price breaks above, you're looking at 25,400 and above. All right. Then lastly, we have US30. So for US30 as well, still the same scenario and structure we previously talked about. Still expecting to see price pushing higher. The major target is these highs of 48,400. So that is the first. 48,400, which is the first. 48,400, which is the previous all-time highs. Then from there, we expect to see price either break above. So my anticipation, is I'm looking at price potentially breaking above this and pushing to the upside, probably to these highs of 48,600, and probably even ending the year at the levels of 49,000. So that is just my anticipation. So we can just observe and wait to see. But so far, price is still bullish. So it's a matter of now being able to observe and see how price is reacting to these various levels. All right. So with that, guys, thank you for joining in. Feel free to go check out the blog. This is where I share most of the public analysis on the chesscapitalk.blogspot.com. Then we have the private Discord is usually the chess Discord is usually a private there's a private community. It's a private Discord community. And yeah, don't forget about supply and demand masterclass that we'll be having on the 19th and 20th to end the year, and being able to understand how to look at markets from a supply and demand perspective. So with that, guys, I'd like to wish you all a very amazing day and a very amazing week as we get to proceed with that. So cheers, everyone, and see you on the next one.